One small nation has boldly fought a powerful opponent in the ever-changing global power landscape. Norway, known for its diplomacy and resilience, just stunned Russia, changing the geopolitical chessboard. This modest Scandinavian country is becoming a key player in the conflict as emotions grow and the stakes climb, challenging the existing quo with dramatic moves that could change the path of the conflict. How did Norway make ripples on the world stage, and how might it affect European security? Norway's initial invasion response. Russia invaded Ukraine on February 24, 2022, with a clear goal: capture Kyiv in the first few days before Ukraine, or the world reacts. Putin miscalculated, history shows. Ukraine held Kyiv didn't fall, and the world rallied. Norway was an unexpected hero in helping Ukraine. A neutral nation was forced to face one of the most dangerous regimes in history. Norway shocked the globe with bold moves despite its proximity to Russia and the threat of retaliation. Norway's generosity and bravery included donating modern anti-tank weapons that hampered Russian soldiers and life-saving air defense systems. Putin's eyes went to this small Scandinavian nation, suddenly a significant roadblock to his aspirations, making its actions risky. Norway, a nation more used to peace than war, became a decisive force that changed the battlefield dynamics. What does this indicate for the conflict's future? Discover how Norway became one of Putin's biggest issues and Ukraine's partner in its darkest hour despite all odds. The world watched in startled silence as Putin's army invaded Ukraine on the first day of the war. Norway released a press release the same day, breaking the silence. Russia's military attack on Ukraine is strongly condemned by Norway. Norway's Prime Minister Jonas Gahr Store stated this action violates international law and would harm Ukraine's people. Store also immediately met with the Ukrainian ambassador to Norway to discuss ways to help the Ukrainian people and donated $23 million to the UN Refugee Agency, the International Red Cross and Red Crescent Movement, and the Ukraine Humanitarian Fund. The rest of the press release revealed two things. Norway was prepared for this eventuality and ready to act, as stated by then Minister of Defense Odd Rugger Enoksen. Stepping up to the plate first meant sending non-lethal military equipment on February 27th. Ukraine sought this equipment, and Norway donated it swiftly, according to Enoksen. The donation comprised 5,000 helmets, 1,500 bulletproof jackets, 1,000 gas masks, 2,000 sleeping bags, and 1,000 sleeping pads. The Norwegian government raised humanitarian aid for Ukraine to $170 million to help vulnerable populations, including children. Changed to military support and sanctions. The next day, Norway concluded non-lethal military equipment and humanitarian help weren't enough. Armed support was essential. Norwegian authorities donated up to 2,000 M72 anti-tank weaponry. These weapons, popular with armed forces for their portability and efficacy, would give Ukraine vital firepower against Russian armored vehicles. This action also violated Norway's defense export ban, showing its support for Ukraine. According to Sture, Ukraine is in a desperate and exceptional position. Hence, Norway permitted other countries to supply Ukraine with Norwegian-made weaponry and ammunition. Norway directly targeted Russia in mid-March. The Norwegian government imposed broad sanctions on Russia for its illegal invasion of Ukraine. Norwegian Minister of Foreign Affairs Anniken Huitfeldt called the package a gesture of solidarity with the Ukrainian people and Norway's largest ever against any country. These measures aim to reduce Russia's ability to fund its illegal conflict with Ukraine. Norway went all out. Technology, goods, and services that Russia could employ to strengthen its military were banned. The sanctions also froze the assets and barred Russian and Belarusian persons with ties to the Kremlin's war machine and Ukraine decision-making from Norway. Russian financial organizations were likewise barred from Norwegian markets. Even this was just the start. Huitfeldt predicted more penalties against Russia and Belarus, which came less than a week later. The new sanctions banned transactions with 12 Russian state-owned enterprises, restricted trade in iron and steel products, banned luxury goods exports, banned new energy sector investments, and increased the number of sanctioned individuals to 877 and businesses to 62. The specific content of the new sanctions package wasn't crucial. Norway's determination to escalate pressure on Russia and Putin was more important. This strategy will help Norway defeat Russia in the future. For now, we're stuck in Norway's early mild strategic participation in the Ukraine war. The Norwegian government gave Ukraine another $18.6 million on March 30th to assist its government. Ukrainian healthcare workers, teachers, and public sector workers were to get salaries, pensions, and social benefits with this money. How can Ukraine survive a war if its key utilities and administrative operations are crippled? Continued support and strategic investments. Norway provided financial aid to Ukraine in April and May 2022 to fight Russia. Since Moldova, an impoverished European nation, had to accept almost 400,000 Ukrainian refugees, Norway donated $9 million. Norway sent Russia a clear message: it would not tolerate dictatorship. On June 1st, the administration decided to treat wounded Ukrainian soldiers in Norway. President Volodymyr Zelensky praised Norway's hospitals for treating 550 soldiers with burns, trauma, and rehabilitation. Between June and September 2022, Norway expanded its support for Ukraine, increasing financial aid to over $1 billion over 2 years and offering $187 million in natural gas aid on August 29th. Norway also bolstered sanctions on Russia and continued military support. Key military aid included the deployment of 2,000 M72 anti-tank weapons, 100 Mistral air defenses, 22 M109A3GN howitzers with ammo, 850 Black Hornet UAVs for reconnaissance, 14 Iveco light multi-role vehicles, and 2 NASAMS firing units. These provided Ukraine with improved air defense, artillery, surveillance, and battlefield mobility. Additionally, in March 2023, Norway supplied Ukraine with 8 Leopard 2A4 main combat tanks, known for their strong armor and advanced targeting systems, along with 2 Berger Panzer II recovery vehicles and 3 NM-189 Ingenieur Panzerwagen engineering vehicles. The NM-189 Ingenieur Panzerwagen aids mine clearing, fortification construction, and engineering activities. These 2 vehicles improve Ukraine's logistical and operational capabilities, enabling safe and effective maintenance and engineering in combat zones. Iris-T anti-aircraft missiles in August. In Tienbach, the German-donated Iris air defense system and Norway's advanced missiles were crucial in helping Ukraine intercept airborne threats, especially against Russian kamikaze drones. Norway's August Arthur counter-battery radars enabled Ukraine to track artillery fire, detect enemy positions, and improve its offensive capabilities. In August, 160 AGM-114 Hellfire missiles were delivered to Ukraine, aiding in the destruction of enemy assets like armored vehicles and command centers. As Russian aggression escalated in 2024, Norway, facing uncertainty over the $61 billion U.S. aid package, opted to continue strong support for Ukraine. On January 12, 2024, Norway invested $190 million in defense industry expansion, focusing on increasing ammunition production to support Ukraine and strengthen its defenses. Half of the funds went to Nammo, a Norwegian company, to boost production, addressing the ammunition shortage that became apparent by March 2024. Additionally, Norway followed the Czech Republic's lead, donating $153 million for artillery shells to meet Ukraine's needs. Norway's vital Ukraine support. With the support of European allies, the Czech Republic quickly sourced 300,000 of the 800,000 high-caliber shells needed. Norway, concerned about Russia's military efforts, worked to close any loopholes that could benefit Putin. In April, Norway pledged up to $13.7 million to repair and maintain Leopard 2A4 tanks in Poland, assisting Ukraine despite USAID's approval. In May, Norway and other countries combined to deliver a $190 million military package focused on air defense, anti-drone systems, radar, and naval capabilities. Norway also authorized Ukraine to use its Western weapons against Russian targets on Russian soil, a critical move to directly disrupt Russian military operations. Norwegian Foreign Minister Espen Barth Eide defended Ukraine's right to strike Russia, citing self-defense and the need to protect its territory from an aggressor disregarding international law. Norway wasn't the only country to provide Ukraine with this game-changing permission. Why does Norway's choice matter? Norway is one of Ukraine's few friends to promise F-16 Fighting Falcon combat fighters. Anyone familiar with Ukraine knows that Zelensky has been pleading for these jets since the invasion. These supersonic multi-role fighter aircraft would allow Ukraine to confront Russia's air superiority, which has cost the country considerably in the past 2.5 years. After promising 6 F-16s on Ukraine's Independence Day in 2023, Norway is scheduled to donate them by 2024. August 24th. Ukraine has only gotten a few of the promised 60 F-16s from Belgium, Denmark, and the Netherlands as 2024 Independence Day approaches, but it has proudly displayed them to show resilience and international solidarity. Norway hasn't sat idle despite not delivering its planned F-16s. It has trained Ukrainian fighter pilots since fall 2023 to fly these jets when they arrive and become operational. Norway's important consent will allow Ukraine to fly F-16s into Russia. Ukrainian assault Western-made weaponry will now include F-16s, making them vital. Most NATO countries are wary of using long-range weapons for fear of involving Europe. How does Putin view Norway's unwavering support for Ukraine? Is he too busy for Scandinavia or planning revenge? Remember, many experts think Putin won't stop with Ukraine. Discuss how Norway's engagement in the war affects the country's and the conflict's future. Thanks for watching our video. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Goodbye, and see you.